Hi guys, it's me again, I'm Dan and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing my highlights of 2023. So first and foremost, I just want to say Happy New Year to you all. I hope that 2024 brings you all the happiness in the world. Today I'm doing my highlights of 23. So lots of incredible things happened in 2023. I had difficult last couple of weeks in December, as you kind of saw at the end of Vlogmas. I overall had pretty much, I would say, the best year of my life. So yeah, honestly, I can't not be grateful for everything that I've experienced in 2023. I want to talk you through it, especially this year. I know I've done it for a few years already, I think about 3 years already. I absolutely want to do it this year because hands down has been the best year of my life and I have to share these memories with you all. There are 3 months, I would say, that have two things because I couldn't separate them. Every month that I genuinely could separate in the slightest amount, I've gone, right, okay, I'll pick that one. With these three, I couldn't really do that. They are June, August and December. August is only kind of that way though because the two things come under the same bracket. Lots to look forward to in this video, so I hope you enjoy. But before I get started, please leave a like and drop a comment down below. Let me know what experiences you had in 2023. Let's get into it. So starting with January, we have my performance at Live Lounge in Sunderland, our Night at the Musicals performance, which we did as part of our singing unit at Sunderland College. That performance was unreal. Best highlight of the month, really. It was a really fun performance. Like, I think we all got to have a load of confidence in our singing just because of the mic quality alone. Like, we physically were able to just hit some really high notes. Yes, I had a voice crack, but it happens. Just loved that so much. I sang one solo, which was Why God Why from Miss Saigon, which I've had trauma from over this last year. And then I also did Crazier Than You from the Addams Family with Neve and A Little Priest from Sweeney Todd with Jasmine. Those are the 3 songs I did and I loved that performance in January. So that was my highlight from January. Then in February, my highlight was auditioning for a drama school called IC Theatre. I think although I didn't end up going to drama school, this experience of the audition was so valuable. The quality and standard that they had there was out of this world. Getting the experience and the knowledge just from that one day gave me a lot of insight into the industry and really showed me how much further I need to push myself. Yeah, I honestly just loved it. We had a dance thing and we did Footloose to it, so that was really good. But like the musical theatre version, not the actual song, I'll get to later on. And then we also did some singing. I did an older musical theatre song and a newer one. And then I also did some acting. We did quite a fun acting class, lots of games and just lots of exercises and stuff with acting. So yeah, that was overall really, really fun. And we went to Manchester for that. It's based in Manchester, so yeah. Then in March, I think this one might be able to be guessable, but given that I posted it on YouTube, was my trip to New York. Honestly, best holiday I've ever been on. It was unreal. We did so much. We saw 2 Broadway shows. We went to the Statue of Liberty, went up the Empire State Building at night, we went to the 9/11 Museum, trying to think what else, Central Park, the zoo in Central Park as well. Honestly, we did everything that you could and just got so much out of it and I just loved every second. It was unreal. But definitely check out my New York vlogs because they were quite entertaining. Both to make and to watch, I think. Okay, moving on to April. My highlight from April was performing at the Odyssey episode 4, The Island of the Sun, at the fire station in Sunderland. We did a performance of that with National Theatre. So basically what they did was they went around the country for episodes 1 to 4 and performed each of those 4 episodes with a different cast in different places. So episode 1 was in Stoke, episode 2 was in Doncaster, episode 3 was in Trowbridge, and episode 4 was in Sunderland, of course, with us. So at the time, I would say it was one of my favourite performances I've ever done. From that, I got picked to go to London and perform in episode 5 as well. So I'll get to that later as well. Lots of things linking together in this year. We did that and I played the part of Enver, who was a young dad and very much a football fan, which I kind of related to a lot. Yeah, I've posted the 2 vlogs from that. So yeah, if you want to go and check out a little bit more about that, then you can. I will leave links to all of the things which are relevant in the description. So moving on to May now. So for May, I would describe my highlight as Eurovision week. A little bit generic, but we'll go with it. But again, this is actually kind of another month I didn't think about where there's kind of 2 in 1. For Eurovision week, not only did I go to Eurovision, I also managed to perform at the official Sunderland Eurovision party on the Saturday of that week, which was wild. I literally managed to go to Eurovision in Liverpool, watch the first semi-final. That alone was one of the best experiences of my life. I've been dreaming of going to Eurovision for about 15 years, and I actually had the most amazing time with Rowan, who was my Eurovision friend that I've been talking to about Eurovision for a few years now. And so it was great to meet up with him and get to experience that together. But there are 3 of us in our Eurovision thing. We've got a little mini community we're trying to build up and blog site called Eurovision Without Borders, so yes, check that out if you're a Eurovision fan. We'll be doing a lot more with that this year, hopefully. Yes, another amazing highlight was Eurovision week. I absolutely loved every second of that, and Eurovision to me is just one of my favourite things in the world. So okay, and now we get to June. So this is the first month where there's like 2 things in one. Firstly, I want to talk about my FMP performance. So in June I left Sunderland College pretty much, but I've had 4 years there, and then I left in June. But we did our FMP, our final major performance there. Again, brilliant performance. It was just a really brilliant way to go out with a bang, and we did so many great things. We did Backstage Romance from Moulin Rouge, just from seeing it in New York, I think we got the inspiration from. We also did Cabaret, our group dance. We also did Footloose, another group dance, which was the one I talked about. We'd done that in the musical theatre showcase as well, the Cabaret and Footloose ones. And we also did G Officer Krupke from West Side Story, so those were our 3 dancers. So we did those in the musical theatre showcase and then moved them into our FMP as well, just so we could do them again. That was one of the biggest ones for June. And then the second one for June was that I went to see Heathers for the first time. I had never seen it going at that point, and I just didn't want to educate myself. I wanted to just take it all in at once. I loved it so much that I went back a second time later in that week, and I then, after that show, got to meet the cast at stage door, so couldn't have asked for anything more. So I've now got an obsession with Heathers, so yeah, it'll probably take me into the future a little bit. Could not love musical theatre anymore. Favourite thing in all of the world. Okay, and now we get to July. So July was the start of our rehearsals for the Odyssey episode 5 in London. So we found out earlier in the year, in about March time, that we'd been picked. It was July that the rehearsals started, because the performance was at the end of August, so we needed about a month's rehearsal time, month and a half's rehearsal time. Did a few rehearsals in Sunderland first, then we went down for our first hub weekend in July, and that is what I would class as my highlight for July. That was really overwhelming because we did a lot of rehearsing in London. It was also overwhelming emotionally, like, oh, there's B-reel going off. I'll take my B-reel mid-video, there we go. Oops, did it not take? I don't think it took. There we go. Completely lost track of where I was at. Right, July, Odyssey. Near the end of July, we went down to London for our first hub weekend, and we rehearsed through pretty much all of the material that we could over the 2 days. It was basically Friday to Sunday, but we didn't do any rehearsal on the Friday, so we rehearsed Saturday all day and then Sunday until the afternoon, and then we got the train back on Sunday late afternoon. That first weekend was so good because we got to experience being at National Theatre and rehearsing in their rooms, and then like on top of that we had the full cast of like over 150 people or something, which was like incredible, and so we just had an unbelievable experience. It was just a dream come true for me and the other performing arts students, I guess. We just got to do one of our biggest dreams, which was to rehearse at National Theatre, and then another one of our biggest dreams came the next month when we performed. Then it got to August, and I would say this is another month where there's kind of 2 in 1, but it's both related to the Odyssey. So the first thing was that we went for our second hub weekend at the beginning of August, and so we got another chance to rehearse. This time it felt a little bit more structured because we could kind of really get into the nitty-gritty of the material and put a lot more focus on the rehearsing. Brilliant as the first one was. Continued to love doing what we were doing really, but like I say, we got to focus in a little bit more until we then got to be shown the Olivier stage, which we would perform on the second hub weekend, and then that made us go wild again, I think, just having that experience. But we saw it and we were like, right, let's do this. Let's just have our last few rehearsals in Sunderland, because we had rehearsals in between the hub weekends and the residency. But after the second one, we were ready pretty much. We just needed to have a few more like tweaks of things back in Sunderland, but we were already just set to go. We picked it all up really well, the Sunderland company. I think we did so well with it. This is all stuff I'm explaining, but you will get to see it. Don't worry, you will get to see it, because the Odyssey episode 5 vlogs are coming soon, so stay tuned. Then after that, we did go down to London. We went down for an 11-day residency to rehearse and perform. We went down on a weekend, same as the hub weekends. So the start of the residency was kind of similar to the hub weekends. We had that same rehearsal room, and then after that we're done in there, and so after the Sunday, the same time we would have normally left, we were done in that rehearsal room and we didn't go back. So yeah, I had a bit of an emotional moment on that day when we had our final rehearsal in there. It really sunk in that I was at National Theatre and I was doing this, and yeah, it felt like I was making like me granddad proud at the time. Then it went on and we had another full week, pretty much about 8 days I think. We then went into tech for about 4 days or something, and then it was the Saturday of that week that the show started. So we had Monday to Friday teching and the performances from the Saturday to the Monday, and then we left on the Tuesday. So it was actually kind of 12 days, but we went back on the Tuesday, so it wasn't really. That performance, hands down, was the best experience of my life, let alone this year. I could not have asked for a better experience. Like, it was just unbelievable to perform on that stage. Like, not only performing with over 160 people, including professional actors that you could take so much advice and experience from, and not only a live band that were just impeccable to the musical note, but also just performing in front of 1,000 people. Like, it was everything that a performer could ask for. It was my literal dream. What it was described as was a play, but because it did feel very musical-like, and it was often described as a musical, just the Odyssey episode 5 was hands down the best experience of my life, and I can't wait for you to see these vlogs because it really will do it justice. Like, I'm hoping so anyway, but just seeing how much it means to me in my face will just show you how much I actually enjoyed it and how much I loved every second. And then we moved on to September, and although I had a little bit of a crash, things didn't really stop. So from the Odyssey, I actually managed to get my first paid acting role. It was a huge thing for me because career-wise, it has allowed me to step into the actual industry, and it allowed me to become a professional actor, really. Putting everything that I did into Odyssey allowed me to get that job because I was kind of networked through that, and that's what got me the role. So I played a character called The Lad, or Lad, whatever you want to call it, in The Bench, and that was a play at the Customs House in South Shields. It was a great play. It was written by Jeff Brown, who is a news presenter on Look North, so it's like a northeast news programme. A brilliant play about a footballer who falls in love with a girl he meets in a park, and so it kind of has play on words with a park bench, as in the bench, or being on the bench in football. So yeah, it's a really clever play on words with that, but what the play kind of addressed was really powerful and really important. Yeah, I just really love being a part of it, and also got to become a professional actor, which is massive for me. And also a quick honourable mention, I know I keep doing this, I'm adding loads of highlights into 1 month. Quick honourable mention to starting uni in September as well. I made the perfect decision, and I'm so glad that I started Sunderland Uni. So I want to give you a little bit of an insight into that over the course of the next few months as well, because I'm going to do some vlogs for our musical, a chorus line, and also I'm going to do a week in the life of a uni student or performing arts student. Haven't decided yet. Yes, lots of interesting videos to come. Stay tuned for that. I keep saying stay tuned, so I need to shut up. Then in October, I had my graduation from Sunderland College. You may be confused because in Britain we don't usually graduate from college. Because I did a higher education course at the college, I did a HND course in performing arts and musical theatre, we still got to graduate. Any higher education courses basically get you the chance to graduate, so yeah, we did graduate, and what an experience getting to have the cap and gown going up and feeling accomplished, feeling like I'd done something with my life. It means that now that can't be taken away from me. Whether or not I do actually get to graduate in the summer from this university, I'm hoping I do get to get a good grade from that. I've graduated once and it was an unbelievable experience, so it would be nice to graduate twice though. In November, I would say probably, in terms of the highlights, it's probably the weakest highlight, but it's still a brilliant one. I went to see Sister Act, so yes, another musical that I got to see. Sister Act was another brilliant one. I loved it so much, and it was so high-spirited. Again, you kind of saw that in the beginning of Vlogmas, so really, I can't really say much else than what I'm already saying, because it's just, I love going to see musicals and theatre shows and plays and all that stuff, so yeah, I just loved it, and it was amazing. And finally we get to December, which also has two highlights. Firstly, I'm going to go with Christmas Cracker, which was our Atlas Christmas show. Just did some really funny things, mini performances that were put together for a Christmas style. I think it wasn't the actual performance that was the highlight for me, it was growing close to people and actually getting so many great friends. I've had individual friendships which are and will always be my closest friends. There's a difference between being friends with an individual and having a friendship group, because if you have that group there, it's just so fun because you can do more as a group as well. What we did was we just all got so close, but we kept going to Wetherspoons after every rehearsal and stuff, and just loved those nights at Wetherspoons, just playing games and at the table and getting food together and stuff. It was just a brilliant experience, and like I say, I've never had a friendship group like I have at Atlas, so I love them all to bits. And the final highlight, of course, is Christmas Day. This time though, it's a highlight because I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. A few days leading up to it, with going into hospital 3 times and just really feeling like I wasn't going to get a Christmas Day, I absolutely adored it, and I found that it just went so well on the actual day and felt like the Christmas magic prevailed a little bit. Yeah, we got to experience it with Becky as well, which is something that we haven't done. We haven't had a proper family Christmas in so long. Yeah, it was really nice to have that back and actually get to experience that. So yeah, so that was pretty much it for this video. Lots of unbelievable experiences this year, and as I say, I really think 2023 was the best year of my life, despite obviously a few drawbacks throughout the whole process of the year. Honestly, I'm not letting those get the better of me, and I'm just focusing on being grateful for all the moments that I did get. You never know how long you've got, and just have to treasure every good moment that you get in life, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Thank you for watching this video. So I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, drop a comment down below, as I say, letting me know what your experiences were like in 2023 and what kind of year you had, and also please subscribe and click the bell to receive a notification whenever I upload. But as I say, that's going to be it. So that's leave a like, drop a comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!